Good morning. I thank you all for coming out. As long as I've been the governor of the state of Texas, I've had the both opportunity and the duty to see a lot of things. But there have been few sites that have left a deeper impression on me than yesterday when I pulled up here and saw the charred remains of this genuine Texas treasure that is standing behind me. As I consider what's been done to this very majestic home, my heart aches, as does the First Lady's. And as a Texan, I'm angry. I'm angry that part of our state's heritage has been attacked. As governor, I'm saddened that a place that my family has called home, that our children literally grew up in, has been so badly damaged. I can't for the life of me understand what would motivate someone to do this, but I do know that they'll be caught and they'll be appropriately punished for what they've done. This house has stood for 150 years. It's been a symbol of our state's commitment to representative government. It's a home where some very interesting and extraordinary Texans have called home: the Houstons, the Fergusons, the Conleys. They all lived there. It was their home. And as the current governor of this great state, I'm committed to making sure that this tragedy will be but a small mark on the timeline of our state's most remarkable history. We'll restore this house. We'll renew this property. We'll rebuild this magnificent structure so that future generations can stand where we stand today in awe of an extraordinary history, of a powerful and interesting tradition of Texas, independence, freedom. Texans have always rallied to a challenge when it was presented to them, whether it was a hurricane of monumental size by the name of Katrina, followed by one by the name of Rita, whether it was dealing with a space shuttle falling from the sky. Texans have always responded to the challenge, and they will at this time as well. For more than 150 years, this mansion has truly been a symbol of our freedom, prestige of the greatest state in the nation, and it will be again. For 150 years, that structure has been home. It's been a home where children slid down the banisters, where they chased their pets in the yard, where they grew to adulthood. A place where families celebrated holidays, welcomed friends, and it will be again. For more than 150 years, this building has been the one constant, as 40 different governors called it home, and it will be again. For more than 150 years, this governor's mansion has been the home of good people with great ideas for our state, and it will be again. Thank you for coming out here today, and I'll be happy to answer a few questions.
Can you tell us about the investigation, what you've been briefed on about who started the fire?
With any criminal investigation, it is ongoing and inappropriate for me or anyone else to be talking about the specifics. I think the important factor for us to focus on is to give the support to those that are conducting the investigation. And I want to take a moment and just say thanks to the Austin Fire Department and the Austin Police Department. We're really blessed to have the quality and the professional men and women who serve. I will suggest to you it was their immediate and extraordinary effort that saved this structure. And I want to say again publicly how proud I am to live in a community that has a group of professionals that respond the way that they do and literally save this Texas treasure.
Sounds like you want to keep at least some of the structure standing with whatever should come of it. Have you been given any notion that it's salvageable yet?
Yes, it appears at this particular time, and I don't want to be premature, but the structure at this juncture, again, until we're able to go in and take out the debris that is inside of the house, and the structural engineers have had the opportunity to look at and make sure that the foundational work, that the walls. But at this particular point in time, and from the limited information that we have, is that the house is going to be salvageable. Now, the question is how long and how much. But if most Texans are like me, and I think they are, they want to see that house rebuilt. Two things they want. They want the individual that did this brought to justice, and they want that house in all of its glory brought back so that when a visitor from another state or a visitor from another country drives by this mansion, they understand the powerful story of Texas.
Governor, reportedly, the couple of security cameras were not operational at the time of the fire. What have you been told about the security lapses?
Again, I think that anytime there is a criminal investigation, and I understand, let me just say, I understand your job to ask penetrating questions. But until this criminal investigation is brought to the point in time where we can talk about what was working and where it was working, or whether there was something that was inoperable, it's just inappropriate for me to make those statements. Again, we have a very capable group of people with the ATF, with the FBI, with the Texas Rangers, local law enforcement that are working to find the answers to those questions. And as soon as we find them out, I will be with you all and answer those questions.
Governor, are the images too grainy to leak out on this video?
Again, I don't think that it's appropriate for me to be trying to make decisions about whether they are and they aren't. I'm not an expert in law enforcement from that perspective. Let's let the experts do the investigation, and we'll get the answers at the appropriate time.
You said yesterday you were going to be asking some hard questions up here. What are those hard questions?
Well, obviously, we want to know, and we will ask the questions at the appropriate time relative to the security, what was working, what wasn't working. Same questions you're asking. You're asking the right questions, and you know you're asking the right questions. The fact of the matter is there's an appropriate time to ask those questions, and it's not for me to be asking them in a public forum and me to be talking about them prior to our ability to find out as much of the background on this fire as we can. So a bit premature, but Mike, I can assure you the hard questions are going to be asked, not just by me, but by the members of the Texas legislature, and I would suggest to you by the people of the state of Texas. They want to know who did this first and foremost,
You'll be asking for it.
and find that individual, punish that individual, and why was that individual able to penetrate in and do this type of damage to one of the great treasures of Texas.